I had a colleague that say even before many of us were thought of. But over the years, many of the pioneers in food science started exploring whether there were safe measures in doing these preservation methods. And so there are people out there, such as Dr. Elizabeth Andres, who sat down and made up standardized recipes that could follow safe practices for people to follow. And a big barrier in this role is because food preservation has been out for years, people have their practices that they follow. Either they were taught by their grandparents or their parents, or even the people who engage in 4-H. They use a lot of these methods in their exhibits. And because of those practices, for a person like me showing up and saying, hey, we found out that that is unsafe. You sometimes are getting a pushback there as far as the practice, but using the data and the information that we have from Dr. Andres, we're able to tell them, hey, this is the safer method to do that practice. Other things that I do in extension, have some projects. I'm 1 foot still a little bit in Iowa because I have some projects that I'm finishing up. And then I'm bringing some of my projects here with me to Louisiana. And so one project that I am very proud of that I've been working on for the past 3 years is developing videos and posters for refugee growers in the Midwest. Many of the cities in the Midwest have served as a safe space or a place that has been accepting refugees from many foreign countries. And there are social services organizations that work with those refugees to get them all acclimated and set up in these cities. And there's a group in Iowa, a couple of groups in Iowa. We're working with one in particular, and then we're working with another group in Kansas City where they have some of these refugees that are actually fresh produce growers. And there's been a lot of regulation that's starting to come in place for produce growing and for produce that people are growing. And there's a lot of regulations and practices and safety and trainings that are going on. But those trainings are traditionally in English. They do also now have it in Spanish. But these refugee growers that we're working with don't speak those two languages very clearly. With my group, we're working on developing videos in their native language that has culturally appropriate images that shows them reflected in those images that go over the safe practices they should follow out in their fields.